Men are taught a dangerous lesson early in life. Endure, push through, hold the line. We're praised for staying when things get hard, for being loyal, for not quitting, for carrying weight silently. And in many areas of life, that mindset builds strength. But in emotional attachments, especially relationships, that same mindset can slowly destroy you. Because no one teaches men the difference between strength and self-abandonment. Here's the truth. Most men learn too late. Holding on hurts more than losing because holding on quietly erodes your identity. Let's talk about that. There's a moment every man experiences, even if he doesn't say it out loud. The moment when respect starts fading, when effort becomes one-sided, when you feel tolerated instead of desired. But instead of walking away, you double down. You explain it logically. You suppress emotion. You tell yourself, it's not that bad. Because walking away feels like failure. Because leaving feels weak. Because you were taught that a real man doesn't quit. So, you stay. And slowly, you start carrying more than you should. You carry the silence. You carry the uncertainty. You carry the responsibility of fixing something you didn't break. Holding on turns you into a negotiator with your own dignity. You lower standards you once swore by. You stop voicing needs because it leads to conflict. You start choosing peace over truth until you have neither. And here's the part no one prepares men for. When you hold on too long, you don't just lose the relationship later. You lose your edge while you're still in it. You stop being sharp. You stop being grounded. You stop being certain. Your nervous system stays in constant alert mode, watching tone, timing, reactions. You become emotionally vigilant instead of emotionally free. That's not love. That's survival. Loss, on the other hand, is brutal but clean. It hits you like a punch to the chest. It knocks the wind out of you. But once it lands, there's no confusion. No mixed signals. No false hope. No waiting. Loss says, this is over. Holding on says, endure a little more. And that little more is where men lose themselves. Because men don't usually talk about emotional pain, they internalize it. They convert it into irritability, numbness, overwork, or detachment. You don't break down. You harden. And that hardness doesn't make you stronger, it makes you disconnected. Disconnected from joy. Disconnected from clarity. Disconnected from purpose. Here's something uncomfortable but honest. Most men don't hold on because they love deeply. They hold on because they're afraid of starting over with nothing. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of admitting they chose wrong. Afraid of losing time, status, or control. So instead of taking one clean loss, they choose slow damage. They choose familiarity over freedom. But freedom is where masculine clarity lives. When you finally let go, really let go, something strange happens. The noise stops. No more checking your phone. No more replaying conversations. No more strategizing how to be enough. Just silence. And yes, that silence can feel terrifying to a man who's been living in emotional tension. But silence is where self-respect returns. Loss forces you to feel pain all at once. Holding on forces you to carry pain every day. Loss wounds the heart. Holding on corrodes the spine. And men need a strong spine more than they need approval. Think about how many times you ignored your instincts because you wanted to prove something to her, to yourself, to the world. Think about how many boundaries you bent because walking away felt like defeat. That wasn't strength. That was fear disguised as loyalty. Letting go isn't quitting. It's choosing alignment over attachment. It's choosing peace over performance. It's saying, I won't sacrifice my identity just to maintain a connection that no longer respects me. Strong men don't cling. They release. They understand that walking away from what drains you is an act of discipline, not weakness. Loss teaches a man resilience. Holding on teaches him self-betrayal. And here's the hard truth. Women don't lose respect when a man lets go. They lose respect when he stays too long in a position that diminishes him. Because nothing erodes attraction faster than a man who abandons himself to keep someone else. When you lose something that no longer aligns with who you are becoming, you don't lose love. You lose resistance. And resistance is heavy. It keeps you tied to past versions of yourself that no longer fit. Letting go hurts, but it sharpens you. Holding on hurts, and it dulls you. One breaks you temporarily. The other breaks you permanently if you're not careful. So if you're standing at that crossroads right now, debating whether to endure or exit, ask yourself one question. Is this making me more grounded or more anxious? Because anything that costs you your peace, your clarity, and your self-respect is already too expensive. You don't become stronger by holding tighter. You become stronger by knowing when to release. And sometimes, losing is the moment a man finally gets himself back.